In order to download and install the software, we must go directly to Autodesk, type in Revit, and you can either download the free trial directly from them, or if you have an account with Autodesk, you log into your Autodesk account and you'll click the install button here. Before doing so, it's best to go to See System Requirements. Here they'll show the minimum entry level configuration. There's also a value section and a performance section. So if you go through those, you see the minimum will be a 64-bit Windows 10 or 11, memory at 16 gigabytes of RAM. And for the value, it is preferred to have 32 gigabytes of RAM. And for the high performance, you're looking at 64 gigabytes. And before we go to download the software, we first need to download the templates and library to help us install the software a little bit easier. So for the 2024 content, we'll select the first one. And under language specific content pack, I'm going to scroll down and install the UK English content. So I'll click here to install it. And below that for the templates, we're going to use the Euro content, and as well, we'll click here to download that. So we'll come back to download the software. So if you're going for the 30-day free trial, you'll click here, which will download the software. But before that, they'll ask you to create your Autodesk account. If you are a student within a recognized university, you can get a 1-year license. If not, go for the business user account. And when filling in your details and they ask for your business, just say it's for personal use. Once you've created your account, you'll then click to download the software. And again, if you have an account, you'll just simply click on install. So once we have all three of those items downloaded, the first one there is our Revit software. So we're going to right click that and run as administrator. This will kickstart the install process, which can take between 2 and 5 minutes. So I'm going to open up my Revit 2024. And once we open the software, we're presented with 5 new sample projects compared to previous years. And again, we have the same families as before. What we need to do is just configure our library and template. So we'll click on New. And in here, if you don't have the same template files as I do, select the metric template for now. I'm going to click on Architectural if you do have the architectural template and press OK. In order to configure our files, we need to go to File, Option. So here we are in our file locations, and what we need to do first is to locate our project templates. What you have in front of you may look different to mine, but what we're going to do is organize it so we all have the same thing. And what we need to do is we need to locate our library and templates. So we'll go back to our downloads. And what we'll do is we'll double click each of those, which will install them into our C drive. So we'll click on install. I already have this on my computer, so I'm not going to do that, but we'll click on install. And we'll do the same for the RVT CPEN Euro. So here we are in our file locations, and what we need to do first is to locate our project templates. What you have in front of you may look different to mine, but what we're going to do is organize it so we all have the same thing. So what we need to do is to assign a path to the templates that we've just installed. So if I start at the top with construction template, I'll come over to the end of the path and there's a small little box. I'm going to click on that and it should bring me directly into the template folder. If not, it's located under C, Program Data, Autodesk, RVT 2024, Templates, English. And then once in there, I locate the construction default GBRENU, press open, and it will assign there. And you just work your way down to the next one, which is the architectural template, and that falls under default GBRENU. And then we have the structural, and so on. And then once finished, if it says metric architectural, you can delete that. And then we can just rename them. So if we have metric construction, we can remove the metric. If it says metric architectural, we'll just remove the metric. So you tap in and then you can highlight the text and alter it. So we're just changing the name to reflect the template. Next down, we have the default path for user files. We'll leave that in our documents. The default path for the family types. So for our family types, it will fall under C, Program Data Autodesk RVT 2024, Family Types English. If your family template files are not located there, you'll need to change that now. So it's C, Program Data Autodesk RVT 2024, Family Templates English. Next is our route path for point clouds, and that'll just be saved in my documents under point clouds. Then below we have system analysis workflows. They again just fall under C, program files, NREL, Open Studio, workflows, annual building energy simulation, and so on. Next is an important one, which is our places. So we'll click on places, and this is our library content. So if you have multiple library names here, I'm only going to be sticking with the metric library for this course. So I only need the metric library saved here, but we can save multiple libraries here. So we have our metric library, and the file path for that is C, Program Data Autodesk RVT 2024, Libraries English UK. So if it isn't that, you'll click on the gray square, which is in C, Program Data Autodesk RVT 2024, Libraries English UK. And we'll press Open, and we'll press OK, and finally press OK again. So how we double check that everything is worked out, if you go to walls, you should see a similar selection to mine. And same with the doors and windows. And finally, just to double check everything has worked out, we'll close this down, don't save it, click on New, and there's our template. So we'll click on Architectural Template and press OK.